In this lesson we do some work on linear modelling. Examples. The first one. The charter fee for a bus is worked out using the formula C equals 500 plus 4.5k, where C equals the charter fee and k is the number of kilometres travelled. Part A. How much is the fee for a 600 kilometre trip? Part B. How many kilometres long is a trip costing $3,875? Well, let's have a look at the solution to Part A firstly. Now, it's a 600 kilometre trip, and k is the number of kilometres travelled. So let's just write that down firstly. K equals 600. There's our formula, and we're going to do the substitution into that formula. So where we see k, we're going to replace that with 600. So we end up getting that C equals 500 plus 4.5 times the 600, and that calculates to be 3,200. With these sort of things, it's important to write a final line. How much is the fee? Well, the fee therefore will be $3,200. Part B. How many kilometres long is a trip costing $3,875? Well, this time we're told the cost. Alright, that's the charter fee. So we'll write that C equals 3,875. And we're going to substitute that into the equation there. So we write that down as our first step. Now doing the substitution, so where we see C, replace it with 3,875, we come up with that next line. Now that 500, we'll take that to the other side, and when you change the side, you change the sign. So we're going to subtract the 500. So when we do that subtraction on the left-hand side, 3,375, and we're left with the 4.5k on the right. Now we need to get that k by itself. At the moment it's being multiplied by the 4.5, so to get rid of that we need to divide by 4.5. Must do it to the other side as well. So then you can see on the right hand side they'll cancel. So that's good, we've got k by itself, so we write k equals, and we do that division on the calculator, we get 750. So how many kilometres long? Well, the trip is 750 kilometres long. Excellent. The next example. A washing machine holds 55 litres when full. During its spin cycle, it empties out 4.25 litres per minute. In Part A, we need to write a formula. Part B, we're going to be drawing a graph. And then we've got Part C and Part D to do as well. But let's look at Part A firstly. We need to write a formula for the amount of water, W, in the washing machine after T minutes of its spin cycle. Now we're told that during its spin cycle it empties out at 4.25 litres per minute. So we can say that as the machine is emptying, we're going to subtract the amount of water each minute from 55. Okay, 55 was the original 55 litres when full. So we're going to write the W equals 55 to start with, but then we're going to subtract 4.25 litres every minute, and with the way we write that is we're minus 4.25 times T, where T is the number of minutes. So that can simplify to be W equals 55 minus 4.25 T. So there's our formula, that's our answer to Part A. Let's write that there because we're going to be using that. Now Part B, draw a graph showing the amount of water W in the washing machine during this cycle. So we start with the graph there, noting that the horizontal axis is our time axis, our t-axis. Now the easiest way to do that, let's write the formula and we'll just use a table of values. So for t we're going to use 0, 2 and 4. Okay, you could really use any sort of values, but I've chosen those three. Now when t is 0 we do the substitution, we get that W equals 55. When t equals 2, we substitute into the equation again, we get that W is 46.5, and when T is 4, do the substitution, we get that W equals 38. So you might want to try those on the calculator. Now this first point, 0, 55, let's plot that on the diagram. The next one we'll plot 2, 46.5, and finally 4, 38, let's plot that one. So if you've done it properly, they should be in a straight line. We draw the straight line, and there we have it, there's our graph. Part C, how long to the nearest minute does it take to empty the washing machine during this cycle? And Part D, when during this cycle does the machine contain 20 litres? Well, Part C firstly, we can see from the graph it's empty Alright, when there's no water left. Okay, so right there, it's highlighted, and it's around about the 13-minute mark, so after approximately 13 minutes. If we were to use the formula, we would have actually got 12.94 minutes, okay, a little bit more accurate, but for our purposes, particularly after they tell you to draw a graph, you can easily just read the information from that graph. Part D, when during this cycle does the machine contain 20 litres? Well, there's our 20 litre mark, just a matter of reading across until it hits the graph and reading down, and we can see that it's just a little bit more than 8. We can say from the graph 20 litres remains after about 8.2 minutes. Terrific. Well, that concludes the lesson. Good luck with your questions.